Thomas, Percy, and Toby have been working on their branch line for a very long time. Thomas pulls his two coaches, Annie and Clarabelle. Percy pulls the mail train, and Toby pulls trucks and his carriage, Henrietta. He cares dearly for his Henrietta and doesn't want anything to happen to her. One evening, Sir Topham Hatt came to the sheds.
"I know you three are all very tired and need a good night's rest, but Thomas, I need you to take a late night passenger train."
Thomas was surprised. "But sir, I've been working hard all day and—" "Don't worry," said Rhomas. "Percy will be out taking the mail train, so he won't be alone. And besides, it shouldn't take too long." "All right," said Thomas. "I'll do it, sir." "Thank you," said Sir Topham Hatt, and with that he left. "Good night, Toby." "Good night, Rhomas," said Thomas. "I'll be back in a couple of hours." And Thomas set off to find Annie and Clarabelle. Around midnight, Thomas returned to the sheds. He enjoyed his night out with Percy, but he was now exhausted. He rolled into the sheds, and he was just about to fall asleep when he remembered something. "Oh no," he whispered. "I have to take a 7 o'clock train in the morning. I hope I can get enough rest." Unfortunately, he didn't. Thomas was still tired, and his firebox couldn't get started. The passengers were beginning to arrive, but the coaches weren't ready. At last, Thomas's fire was burning, and still tired, he puffed to collect his coaches. Now, Toby has a 7:30 train right after Thomas, so to save time, they keep Henrietta in the same siding as Annie and Clarabelle. But Thomas was too tired to pay attention, and he accidentally got Henrietta coupled to Clarabelle. When Thomas started to leave, he felt a bit more weight, but he thought he was just still tired and didn't have the same strength like normal. So Thomas headed to the station with 2 coaches and a carriage. Toby eventually woke up and left the sheds to find Henrietta. But when he arrived, Henrietta was gone. "Oh no!" Toby cried. "Where did she go?" Toby looked all over the shunting yards, but he couldn't find her. Maybe she's at the station," he said. So Toby puffed as fast as he could to the station. Thomas was at the station letting passengers into the coaches. The passengers were happy to have more room in the coaches, but the coaches were very confused of how Henrietta was with Annie and Clarabelle. But then the conductor blew his whistle, and Thomas set off, just as Toby rounded the corner and saw Henrietta roll into the distance. "Bother," said Toby. "Now I'll never get her back." Toby was very worried. He didn't know what to do. His train was supposed to leave in 15 minutes. But then he had an idea. "Station master, call the nearest signalman and tell them to hold up Thomas." "All right," said the station master. "Now go get your missing carriage." And Toby huffed and chuffed as fast as he could. As the station master called the signalman, Toby was whizzing down the track as fast as he could. "I must catch up to Thomas. I must." Thomas was stopped at the signal just before the next station. "Peep, peep! What's the hold-up?" complained Thomas. "We've been waiting here for 5 minutes now." Just then, he heard the sound of a bell. There was Toby coming up the track. "There you are, Henrietta! I was so worried about you." Henrietta was happy to see Toby, too. Thomas felt embarrassed. "I'm sorry, Toby," he said. "I didn't realize I took your carriage." "Well, that's all right," said Toby. "Come on, Toby," said his driver. "We have a train to take." So Toby coupled up to his carriage, and he trundled back to the station. So that's going to be all for this video, guys. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. But that's all for now, guys. This is the Blue OJ Leader, and I'll see you later.